Sony completely abandoned the infamous franchise. Or did they? Recently I started seeing rumors about a possible new Infamous game or maybe even remakes of the old ones. And honestly that got me really excited because I've always loved this series, especially Infamous 2. But for some reason I never got the platinum on any of those games. So today I decided to finally fix that and go for the Infamous Second Son Platinum. This game released back in 2014, which means it's already 12 years old. Yeah, that feels insane to say. When this game came out I was only 10 years old. And it was developed by Sucker Punch, the same studio behind Sly Cooper, which was one of my favorite childhood games as well. And this is also the introduction of a brand new, completely original series that I never seen any trophy hunter do: cleaning my backlog. And this was the perfect game to start with, because I already had 4 trophies on it sitting there since 2017. But those trophies were from the very start of the game, so honestly it felt like I never played it before. The game starts by explaining what happened to the world, and long story short, some people called conduits have superpowers and the Department of Unified Protection is hunting all of them down. Eventually a transport van carrying some conduits crashes and they escape. But before all of that happens, the game introduces us to our character Delsin. Basically he's just this rebellious guy obsessed with graffiti. And the game starts with you spray painting a huge poster of the town's new sheriff, which is funny because it's actually his brother. After climbing down there's a little parkour section to get used to the controls and then we head back home. And that's when we properly meet Reggie, Delsin's cop brother, who immediately starts arguing with us because of the graffiti and all that. But right when we were talking, the truck carrying the conduits crashes directly in front of us. And we go over to check what happened and suddenly this guy grabs me and starts blasting smoke against Reggie. That's when I grab his hand trying to stop him and I accidentally steal his powers. So now I can't control smoke. And not too far away we find our brother trapped under a car. And now that we've got powers we rip it off like it's nothing. But Delsin is still confused with no idea how or why he got these powers. But that's no time to think, so we just move on. And we start discovering some more things we can do, like slipping through vents. And inside this building we get our main weapon, these random chains I got. Somehow fused with our smoke powers turns into a powerful weapon. And we arrive just in time as the prisoner is talking to Betty, this old lady who's basically family to us. We touch him again and absorb some more memories, but after he escapes again. But outside the DUP is already waiting for him. And that's when we meet Augustine, the main villain of this game. She doesn't have smoke powers like us, but has concrete ones, and her duty is hunting conduits, even though she's one herself. And right here we get the first big choice in the game: turn ourselves in or sacrifice the tribe. I went with the good side, not because I'm a hero or anything, but because the platinum needs 2 playthroughs, one good karma and one evil karma. So for the first run we're being nice. We tell Augustine the full truth, but she still doesn't believe us and responds by basically shoving concrete up both ours and Betty's asses. I was supposed to get a trophy here, but I already had it from the previous playthrough I did in 2017. Anyway, we wake up a week later back at the tribe and everyone's covered in concrete, slowly dying because of Augustine. I go talk to Betty and it turns into this super emotional scene where she tells Delsin he's not a monster and that deep down he's a good person. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. Everyone gonna be dead in this world. I don't give a fuck about nobody, I don't give a fuck about nothing, I don't give a fuck about... So our brother shows up and Delsin comes with a brilliant idea. If we absorbed smoke powers from that random guy, why can't we do the same with Augustine and use her powers to save everyone? So we head to Seattle. But on the way the road gets blocked and that's where we find our first core relay. We're gonna see a lot of this throughout the game because they're basically what unlocks all of our powers. This one gives us the ability to shoot smoke out of our hands. But while we were doing that, our brother goes to help a bus full of people trapped behind concrete walls. I head over to help, but nobody wants the conduit near them. Honestly, it didn't really matter though, they all die a few minutes later anyway. So since they didn't want me on the bus, my brother decides to take them and I'm stuck going on foot. And on the way I run into some thieves looting the place. They start shooting at me like that's gonna do anything now. Yeah, bullets really don't matter when you're basically a walking smoke bomb. So I take them out no problem and keep moving. Then I find another core relay, and this one gives me a super jump ability. Basically I can launch myself onto cars to do a super jump. And right after that we get another core relay, and now I can hover in the air, which honestly is kind of broken, because right after that we find the bus that I spoiled earlier. It falls, and yeah, I don't see anyone surviving that. But Reggie actually makes it out and suddenly needs my help because he's about to die if he falls or something. Like, bro, really? You're not gonna die, the water is literally right there. Anyway, after we finally get into Seattle, and I straight up tell everyone I'm a conduit, and that's where the game really opens up. There's no strict path at the start, you can go straight for the main missions or just roam around wiping out DUP controls district by district. And that's what I started doing, because you kinda have to anyway. Plus it helps you get upgrades faster. Each district has stuff like graffiti spots, cameras to destroy and some side missions, nothing too crazy, just a little cleanup work. Once you clear enough, you unlock the showdown missions, where you literally prank call the DUP telling them someone's messing with their beer board, and when they show up you just kill everything. This was easy. And now what? And now I win a trophy! Nice. Another one, prank call. The second trophy was for clearing a full district, and so I kept doing that for a while until I got bored and decided to actually move the story forward. The first main mission sends us after another suspected conduit, this one with neon powers or something like that. We start tracking her down across the map, following clues and piecing things together. And we know it's a woman because Delsin goes to her hideout and the game basically spells it out like, yeah, it's a girl. Eventually we figure out where she's heading, so we hide under a box waiting for her like some Metal Gear Solid mission. And then when she's not looking we just pop out and casually shake her hand, which basically confirms the whole steal powers from under conduits thing is actually real. Then we chase her down and end up in a full-on fight. But since we still don't really have control over our powers yet, we have to absorb neon from the environment just so she can't spam it against us. After we finally beat her, we find out she's basically a drug addict that went completely off the rails. And of course, right when things get good, my brother shows up like a real-life skip cutscene button and tries to arrest her. That's when we hit the second big choice of the game. If you choose redemption, you basically tell her, hey, maybe don't become a villain today, and help her control herself instead of going full chaos mode. So yeah, now we've got Smoke, Neon and a baddie on the squad. Life is actually looking real good now. Since we had new powers now, I went looking for more core relays to unlock even more abilities. And while doing that, I randomly got this trophy for killing 10 enemies by detonating ammo crates. I genuinely have no idea how I got it, I just used this new ability I unlocked, which by the way is probably the most broken power in the entire game. I absolutely abuse this thing for the rest of the playthrough. Then we go on a mission with our baby girl to hunt down some drug dealers and take them out. And while doing that, I accidentally got another trophy for hitting 3 weak points in 6 seconds with the neon powers. Basically, when you aim at enemies, these blue and red weak spots appear. If you hit the leg, you instantly subdue the enemies and get good karma, which helps charge up that insanely broken ability I was just talking about. So after finding that out, I was aiming for legs like my life depended on it. And after successfully doing so, Fetch starts getting a little bit freaky with us.
I think you might have saved me.
Oh.
So what, are you gonna give up on your whole ritualistic murdering of drug dealers?
Let's fuck!
Your charm.
Let's fuck! Yes, sir. I'm gonna get a hoe. I'm gonna fuck that hoe. I'm gonna get a hoe. I'm gonna thrash the stash. Come on. Oh, temperance. Practice self-control. Yeah, self-control not to the shit out of that bit. Then we decide to head into the other side of Seattle, because the map is actually split into 2 huge sections by a bridge. But on the way there we run into Augustine again, and she doesn't even fight us herself. She just throws one of her enemies at us so she can just sit back and watch our new powers like it's a live demo. After beating him, we try talking to her, but she immediately goes back to trying to capture us. And right when things are looking bad, something suddenly grabs us and launches us onto the roof of this random building. And honestly, I was just as confused to what happened as Delsin. At least I finally made it to the other side of the bridge. And once I got there, I went straight back to cleaning more districts. Eventually, I got 2 more trophies. One for clearing the DUP out of half of the city, and another for completing half of the showdown events too. And that's when I realized I was probably around halfway through the game now. Then this guy called Eugene shows up. and he's basically a massive fanboy of Delsin, like a full-on nerd. He starts helping us track the DUP and another new conduit. And while searching around for clues, I randomly got another trophy for collecting half of the blast shards in the game. At this point, I think you can already see the pattern with these trophies. The game just keeps rewarding me for doing half of everything. We eventually figure out that this new conduit can spawn these weird angel creatures. But we also find out they're specifically searching for other conduits too. So my brother comes up with the brilliant idea of putting one of those prisoner vests they use on captured conduits, which he somehow just casually has access to, and using himself as bait so the angels would lead us back to their hideout. But before doing the main mission, I decided to clean up the entire top side of the city first. And while doing that, you can already guess, yep, another trophy. This time for destroying half of the cameras in the game. And not long after that, I got a completely random trophy by accident, literally for just killing one enemy with that broken ability I mentioned earlier. Finally, we make it to the secret hideout of the new conduit, and the place looks completely empty. But the second I get near these TVs, I suddenly get teleported into this giant boss arena against a massive angel monster. And honestly, it looked really cool, even if the fight itself was pretty easy. After beating it, we find out that Eugene, the guy who's been helping us the whole time, is actually the conduit behind all the angel stuff. So naturally, we shake his hand, steal his powers, and learn more about his backstory. And long story short, he's a nerd and got bullied in school. Then the game hits us with another big choice, redeem or corrupt Eugene. And since I'm doing the good karma run, redemption it is. After getting the new video powers, I went looking for more core relays so I could unlock the rest of the abilities. And honestly, I really like this power set, especially the flying. You move insanely fast with it and it just makes getting around way more fun. And while roaming around, I also ran into some random guy that needed help, which got me another trophy for helping 10 people total. Then I went in a mission with Eugene and helped him rescue some escaped conduits. And during this mission, Eugene finally shows himself in the real world for the first time, pulling up in his giant angel form to help me wipe out the DUP. And somehow, even though he's a massive nerd, this exit he did right here actually earned him some aura points. And I also got another trophy just for completing this mission on the good karma path. I went down to the bottom side of the city to clean up more districts, and I also hit level 5 good karma. And since I already finished the top half, I basically started speedrunning trophies on the bottom half. I got one for destroying all the UP security cameras, another for collecting all the informant audio logs, then destroying all the hidden cameras, not security, and on top of that I also took out all of the DUP secret agents, finished all of the graffiti spots, and completed every district showdown. I thought doing all this would take way longer, but it was actually kinda fast. While searching around, we find signs of smoke destruction, meaning someone else out there has the same powers as me. And pretty quickly we realize it's actually Hank, the same guys who gave us the smoke powers at the very start of the game. Turns out he never died, he just got captured, escaped again, and now he's back to causing even more problems. We chase after him, but he completely outruns us, knocks us out, and somehow even steals our phone number. And while talking to Hank, we convince him to work with us against Augustine. He tells us that Eugene and our baby girl got captured, so we head to the DUP prison island to break them out. When we get there, Hank is helping us and everything seems fine, until we find out he made a deal with Augustine to hand me over. And so she captures us, until for the very first time in his life my brother finally does something useful and blasts Augustine with an RPG. Then, while I can't even use my powers, I run over to Edgy and he somehow removes the concrete from my hands by hitting it with the RPG. Which makes absolutely no sense, by the way. The game spent the whole story telling us that this concrete is basically indestructible. But apparently my brother just ignored the whole lore and said, nah, I got this. After that we spot Eugene and Fetch trapped above us, so we try to save them. But Augustine is not letting that happen. She throws this massive concrete rock they are trapped at us, smashing everything apart and nearly setting both of us falling to our deaths. And this part right here was actually really sad. I was gonna include my reaction to this part, but I just found out that my mic was muted the entire time, so yeah, that's great. But long story short, this whole scene is super emotional. Reggie's telling us to let go, saying he's proud of who we became. And then he simply lets go. And just like that, we lose Reggie. And oh boy, I don't think I even need to say how fucked Augustine is now. I thought this fight was gonna be way harder because, you know, it's Augustine. But it was actually pretty simple. You just keep running around, throw smoke bombs at her whenever you get the chance, and once she gets knocked down you start kicking her. And eventually we unlock our ultimate ability and use it against her, completely destroying everything around us. The whole structure collapses, the city goes into chaos, and it even makes the news. And that's how we find out Augustine survived, because the reporter says the only survivor escaped back to her giant safe tower in the middle of the city. Before going after Augustine at the main tower, we decide to track down Hank first. We find him at the docks getting ready to leave the city with his daughter on the boat. And right here we get another choice, spare Hank or kill him. I had to spare him, as you know, but trust me, after everything he did, I really wanted to switch to the evil playthrough just to kill this motherfucker. And for being the bigger person, the game rewarded me with another trophy. And so I head up to climb the big, heavily protected tower. And on the way up I find my very last collectible in the entire game, the final blast chart, which gives me 2 trophies at once, one for destroying every DUP thing in the entire city and another for collecting every single blast chart. And with that, the post-game cleanup is basically going to be way faster now. With the help of our baby girl and Eugene, we finally climb to the tower and head inside to take down Augustine. After a while she actually gives us her power, thinking we won't understand how to use it properly. And that's true, so mid-fight we call in Eugene for backup and he starts throwing core relays through the window so we can learn more concrete abilities on the go. And this fight was kinda underwhelming as well. Not gonna lie, it's not much of a challenge at all. I just wish the boss fights were a little bit harder, because even on expert difficulty it still doesn't feel that tough. But anyway, after finally beating her, we trap Augustine in concrete and use our own famous catchphrase against her.
Yeah, I'm told that hurts.
This was exactly my reaction when he said that. And now, since we've got concrete powers, we head back to the tribe to save everyone and wrap up the main story. And yeah, everyone's saved, everyone's happy. Except Reggie, he's still dead. Oh, I'm redoing the graffiti I did in the start, in loving memory of Reggie Rowe. Holy shit. Justice. And after sitting through the credits for like 5 minutes, but at least with an absolute Nirvana banger playing, if you know you know, I finally got the trophy for finishing the story with good karma. And now that the story's done, it's time to clean up the rest of the trophies I can still get. The first one I picked up was for destroying 5 cars in 5 seconds. Then I climbed up to a really tall tower and just hovered in the air for a total of 45 seconds. Will I be able to do it? Will I be able to do it? Yeah! Now I had to climb another really tall tower, but this time it had to be even bigger. So I went straight for Augustine's tower. And honestly, it's kind of a pain to get all the way to the top, just so I could jump it off and slam it to the ground at full speed. Yeah! Drop everything. This one was kind of weird. I had to dash through 2 vents without touching the ground, and then do a combat drop to an enemy, so I had to set up an enemy ready for that. Very random trophy, but hey, I'll take it. Then I had to kill an enemy using all 3 power sources. So I basically had to find a spot with smoke, video and neon all available, plus an enemy in the same place. I did not find an enemy, but found a truck full of them, so I just started spamming every power I had and hoped the trophy would pop. I had to find 3 enemies, make them cough with my ability and then comet drop on top of them. This one was a little bit tricky because the enemies were always too far away, but eventually I got it. And now it's time to start the infamous run, the evil karma. The big difference here is that I'm doing an expert playthrough, but honestly it doesn't change much, it still plays almost the same. The real change though is in the choices. Now I have to pick the evil options for the trophies. So for the first one is right at the start when Augustine catches us. This time instead of helping the tribe we sacrifice them. And nothing much changes for now other than Delsin suddenly talking like a complete bad boy. And I also got a trophy for that choice. And while I was still at the very start, I accidentally got another one for killing 10 wounded enemies or civilians. This time I'm just rushing to the main missions. So we're back with our baby girl, but this time I'm corrupting her to the evil side. And while going for the next mission with her, I randomly got another trophy for taking out 10 of these activist rallies. And since I'm speedrunning the evil run, every time I saw a bad karma choice or activity, I just do it instantly. I need it for the trophies and also to reach level 5 evil karma as fast as possible. And now, instead of going after drug dealers with her, we're out here taking down these activist groups rebelling against us. And remember how on the good side she was getting kinda freaky with us? Yeah, on the evil side we fuck. Like, the game pretty much confirms it, and also they kiss and everything. And I also got a trophy for it. We made it, boys. Delsin finally pulled. And right here I got a new haircut. Yeah, nothing to do with the video, I just wanted to let y'all know. Anyway, now it's Eugene's part of the story. Everything's pretty much the same except this time we corrupt him. And while doing his mission, which is literally all about fighting the Akuran gang, I got another trophy for killing 10 of them. And that's the big difference here. Instead of helping escaped convicts like we did in the good run, now we just go after these Akuran gang members and wipe them all out. Why, I honestly didn't understand, but hey, at least I got a trophy for it. Now the rest didn't change much. We go after Hank, we find him, then we go after Augustine, she kills my brother and we defeat her. But after all that, we finally reach level 5 evil karma and unlock infamous status. Then we go after Hank and this time we finally finish it. We actually kill him. And this is probably one of the coldest Delsin moments in the whole game. He just sends him with zero hesitation, zero regret and walks away like nothing happened. Holy shit, this one was brutal. And finally, just like that, we're back at the end. We climbed that big ass Augustine tower and defeated her again. This time the fight was a little harder since I was on expert difficulty, but still nothing too crazy. And the real difference comes in the final cutscene. Instead of going inside and saving everyone, Betty is furious at us for everything we've done and kicks us out of the tribe. And so, because Delsin now doesn't give a single fuck, we just explode the entire house with everyone still inside. Oh no! He's gonna... No. Holy shit, he fucking destroyed everything. Rebellion, nice. Finish the story with evil karma and... Unstoppable. Finish the game on expert difficulty. Which, honestly, in my opinion, this expert is not expert at all, like... And with all that done, I only had 2 trophies left, and both were related to killing random people that spawn on the streets. Hello! Fuck off! Yeah, let's go, I only needed 1 more. Everyone's a critic, take out 10 street musicians. Bro, I'm sorry I'm like, at least for 10 minutes looking for these motherfuckers. Hold on, I was about to leave, but there's one motherfucker right here. Nice! Spin off. And hold on. Enjoy your powers. Infamous second son platinum trophy. Okay. I really enjoyed this one. This game is incredible. And the platinum is really good as well. Like there's nothing, you know, like annoyable. There's no collectibles. There's nothing really annoying. This last trophy was a little bit. I had to be here in circles looking for the sign motherfuckers, but still a really good one. I can see why this game at some point was the most platinumed one, because it's really easy, honestly, and it's really good. It's really good overall. I really enjoyed it. So yeah guys, what I learned from this game is that good guys never get girls, and apparently being evil is the way to go. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe and all of that good stuff, and also comment down below if I should do the original Infamous games too. And now if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go kill some people. In GTA of course. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye!